Good evening, my name is Odie Hawkins, as most of you all know, and once again it's Monday evening and we're here to give you another moment in time. Zola, Salena-Hawkins, will you join me?
I certainly will, Odie Hawkins.
I don't need you behind the camera because you do more good right next to me.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Okay.
Okay, we ended last program talking about awards and things like that.
Yeah. And in fact, May 31st.
I know.
You were awarded Lifetime Achievement with a celebration.
It was a celebration.
It was.
Well, okay, what do you want me to say about it?
Well, tell me how you feel about it.
How I feel about it?
Yeah.
Okay,
at 87, getting ready to be 88.
I think I was 88 when I was about 16.
Well, you did get an NAACP award prior to this, but this is an award at this moment in time.
Okay. I'll say this without trying to be satirical or funny about it, anything like that. I'm honored, I feel humbled, because it means something when your community says, well, you're doing a good job, keep it up. The only thing I didn't like about it was there was sort of like an indication that this is the end of the end of your life.
A new chapter, if anything. Okay, give me that red thing right there.
Oh, this is the award itself.
Yes. Okay, from the County of Los Angeles, Odie Hawkins, honoree, Lifetime Achievement Celebration, Bilbrew Writers Workshop, and also the Friends of Bilbrew, AC Bilbrew. With sincere congratulations and best wishes, the Board of Supervisors of the County of Los Angeles does hereby join in your celebration. May 31st, 2025.
Nice thing to...
Holly J. Mitchell, supervising 2nd District.
Okay, you know the thing that I'm most concerned about now?
What's that?
Whether or not the Gestapo is going to come to the door and arrest me. This happened in L.A. County, right?
I know.
We know what's happening in L.A. County right now.
Right.
So
yes.
I don't want to
Diverse. Okay, and also, not only were you awarded that, but one of our Tai Chi people, she did an ode to Odie.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay.
She's talking about my friend Ruby Castillo.
Yes.
I don't want to read it now, but it's very flattering.
I will post
And Ruby,
it.
I'd like to thank you and all the misery I caused you while I was drumming and you were trying to blow your flute.
Yes. You know, he is very demanding, so.
Well, we're together on this.
Okay.
But Ruby is an incredibly talented person. She makes stained window glass. She does a lot of things.
And she's also learning to play the
Mandolin.
mandolin. Okay, at this point in time. And
Okay.
finally, there's a lady named Joni Harmon. She's a Sentinel writer. She writes for the Sentinel, LA Sentinel. And she wrote an extraordinary article about you.
You're kidding.
No, it's in the LA Sentinel. It's an example of it. Now there was...
Wait, you mean something I've been noticed twice?
Yeah, you've been noticed.
All in 1 year?
Well, she was at the event, and she took pictures, and she took extensive notes. And there's only one thing that you were a bit concerned about in the article.
Okay, she mentioned that 2 people who have a writing workshop, a Tai Chi workshop, Alfred Reeves, who lives around the corner from us on Olive, he is the one who is doing a Tai Chi class on Saturday morning in a beautiful backyard. He has koi and a pool and hummingbirds swarming all over the place every Saturday. It's a beautiful, beautiful setting to do Tai Chi. I think there are 8 of us, right?
9.
9.
But it's wonderful because Alfred's basically Alfred's class, but Odie, Ruby, and I join in helping him instruct the others in the class.
We are certified
Okay.
Tai Chi instructors.
So that's a minor error that we didn't make clear with Joni.
Okay.
But, you know, are you happy about this?
About having somebody make a mistake?
No, about the award.
Happy isn't the word. I feel moved by it. You know, we're living in a strange time because people are being given awards for so many bad things. You know, go kill 20 people, you get a medal. I'm not there. I'm not into that. To have someone acknowledge that writing means something in this day and age when they have so much ignorance being put. Think about it. Here you have the head of the country trying to abolish seats of higher learning. He wants to close up Harvard. He wants to shut Columbia down.
Yeah.
So who wouldn't
And all
feel
the
proud of
big
being
band-
given an award
Right.
for writing?
This is true.
Yeah.
I did mention everybody should get some libation, by the way, while we're here.
I'm drinking a libation.
And I'm taking some jasmine tea that a friend
that's
of ours gave us, and it was really, really, really kind of good. And so, oh my, in the middle of a show.
Right in the show. Go let her in or let him in, whoever it is, and I'll hold them off at the
Okay,
pass.
I'm going.
Okay,
Right
as you
back.
know, we have to have surprises happen all the time. This is a nice surprise.
Why, look here.
Iris,
Iris, come join
come on
us.
in, have a seat.
Hello.
Take the seat here,
That
right
seat.
here.
What?
No, she's taking the seat in the middle.
Oh, she's
You
taking
stay
the
here.
Okay, all right, okay.
Zola, you want to do the honors?
Okay, well, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a little bit about you, besides being one of our favorite people.
I know, you were just walking down the block, you thought, I think I'll stop in and see what Odie and Zola are doing.
Oh, yeah, I guess you wanted to know how we like the jasmine tea you gave.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Well,
There's been a little pre-planning, you can tell that, huh? We can't fool everybody.
we love the tea. Okay, and we love you. Alright, so tell us a little bit about, you just came back from New York?
Well, a while ago.
Okay, well, okay.
Well, wait a minute, I think we need a little backstory. Why were you in New York?
Hi everyone, I'm Iris. I am Zodi and Odie and Zola's friend. Zodi, I just combined your
And
names.
people do that.
I call her Zulu.
Wait,
I call her Zulu.
that is so natural.
I know, yeah, some people do. It is so cool. It's all right, you know, we think of us as one. which is
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm so honored to be their friend and to be here this evening.
But what were you doing in New York? I know you're glad to be here, but what are you doing in New York?
So I'm an actor. I actually, after my undergrad degree in psychology, I decided to pursue my childhood dream, which is acting.
What school did you go to?
I went to Harvard for undergrad.
Okay, fantastic.
The school that they're trying to close down
The school
now?
that they're trying to close down now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then after that, but I'm really proud that,
Yes,
you know,
the standing the ground.
yes,
Okay.
yes. And I think it's such a smart move of the president to target one of the,
Fine.
yes, most powerful institutions of the brightest, but we're not gonna back down.
How did you wind up going to Harvard? What?
How should I got in very luckily.
Okay.
I guess, I don't know, I went to a very, I'm getting a little nervous. Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
Okay, this was my friend.
Even though
I know, you were passing by, you didn't expect this, so we're putting you on.
Exactly.
Okay.
And even though I'm an actor, but you know me, like in real life, I can be, I wouldn't say shy, but I'm definitely not the most outspoken person. But when I'm on stage or in front of a screen, I am.
Whereas before, yes.
Yes.
Right.
So this is,
I think they make the best actors. You know why I say that? On stage, when I have had the opportunity, I'm a complete dunce. I freeze up. I feel free. Well, I'm at home, so I mean, you know. But I understand the feeling. Zola is the one who's able to pull it off in both places. I've seen her in the public domain and in the private domain.
Wow.
And you tend to be
Yeah.
I'm a child
Yeah.
who does adult things. Okay?
Excuse me?
All right, I'm a child who does adult things. You write the script when you get in a circumstance and you follow through, and this is the way it's going to go. Unless somebody tells me otherwise.
it's
and
just
then I
play
think,
to you.
Yes, play. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
most children, you know, they deal with most
Is that the way you would
situations.
encourage people who would want to go on stage or want to become an actor to do it? Just pretend that you're an adult child?
Part of that, you know, there's a time when you have to be an adult, 100%. But looking at life, You know, I think of like, you know, be a palm tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it helps, you know, so that, you know, if you say you rehearsed a scene 300 times. On the 301st time, you're told, no, we're changing this to this and this to this to this. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting concept. Let's do it.
You have to, yes, saying yes, so important.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know, I remember once I was working in a law firm in El Monte, and a new paralegal came in, and I asked her to rearrange the file cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
It was an interesting concept. It drove me almost quite out of my mind. So she put, like, divorces were on the yellow and red, you know, so she ended up combining everything, and it was a mess. But she meant well.
And how did you react to it?
I said, that's an interesting concept. It won't work, but it's interesting. I've never thought of doing it that way. You know, because I don't want to hurt her feelings.
You know, we're in some interesting.
What the F you doing?
We are really in some interesting areas right here. I'm thinking to myself, as we talk with this spontaneous conversation,
Yes.
that really is spontaneous,
Yes.
what it means to grab hold of something fictional from something real. This is real.
Yeah.
We're talking to each other. As a playwright, as a writer, what can I gain from hearing exchanges being made? You have a certain opinion about something. Iris is saying, on stage, I'll tear the scenery up, but here I feel a little bit constrained. Why is that? Especially talking to a psychology major from a graduate of Harvard. Can you explain it? Take your time, we only have 38 minutes.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking out loud in the process. It might be because in acting, because it is acting, I have made an agreement with myself that I'm gonna play pretend. I'm gonna be a child in my adult body. So when I go in there, I have that attitude. I'm not me. Or I'm not the me, the socialized me with all the layers.
Okay.
Right. And I think nowadays, it's inevitable that we put on these layers in order to walk out. And I remember one of the first things we did in grad school, because after college I took some time off and I did training in London, in Berlin, in Hong Kong, and then finally I did my MFA in acting at UC San Diego. So I graduated last year from drama school. But one of the first things we did, or my first year acting teacher told me was, in school he's teaching us how to peel like an onion, taking off these layers. But at home he's teaching his child to put up these layers.
Protection. Yeah.
What a paradox it is. And I just thought, well, how interesting. You know, like, as artists we have to do that because that's our responsibility in order to, like, even writing. You have to be so open, so raw with anything that comes up, right? So the audience has a chance to see the work as a mirror of themselves. If you have all these layers on, how can you see it through?
Have a chance to see them. I suggest their inner selves, because they're reluctant to do what you do. They wouldn't want to step on stage and say, you know, I feel like I want to kill somebody. They wouldn't say that because social constraints would normally prevent them from doing that. But as an actor, as an actress, you would be able to say what your character would say.
You act on your impulse, exactly.
Yeah. I think it's a precious opportunity in some ways to get off your chest. You know.
And you know, as long as you don't get stereotyped, you know, I feel really sorry for those who get stereotyped. You know, like Spock. I mean, after Star Trek, what do you do? Okay, you know, you wear your ears.
Yeah.
You know what I had happened was I was working for a program called poets in schools.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole idea was just go around to grammar schools and do what you do, is to talk about writing and so forth. In every class I went to, I started off, I used to write radio shows. So I started having the kids write radio shows. Okay, at random, you're the producer, you are the director, and then what's the producer do? So you just talk to us about what it's supposed to be about. The director tells everybody else what to do. I remember one little girl, she must have been 19. Oh my goodness, man, she became a Hitler. Did you hear what I said, Drew? Hey, chill out. And then, of course, the real cherry on the whole thing was to choose the actors. So what are we doing? Here's the scene. This is for the writers. I want you to give us a scenario that's going to place the actors in great danger, and they get out of it. Little guy, true story, the little guy stood up, they're coming through the desert. How many?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nothing like counting correctly. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. And they were going to the desert.
Let me check.
She's already in.
Let me check, make sure nobody else
Okay.
is in.
Okay.
4 of them. What did I say? First, 4 of them walking to the desert, lost. They didn't have any water. They didn't have any food. What were they looking
Wrong
for?
house.
Water, food? No, gold. Okay, we got 5 minutes to figure out how this comes down to being, how was it solved? Well, the plane landed and picked them up and they flew away.
Nothing like imagination. In the desert.
And that was the end of it.
Okay.
And we all thought it, I thought about it, it was not the adult telling of a story, but when I went back through it, I thought, it's such a natural thing. The story's at the end, come on. So they got on the plane and flew away.
Well, that's what I love when children or people have imagination. Because you were at one school and Odie told them, I want you to daydream.
Oh my
And the
God.
kid said, what should I daydream about? What should you daydream?
The guy who was in charge of the program told me, said, Odie, you're going to be really shook up because the educational system is teaching people not to daydream. They're teaching people not to be, like, you took your time and said, wait a minute, let me think about this. There's some places where that would have been the death sentence. Oh no, you can't stop and think about this. Just blather.
Yes.
I can't think of his name now, but he was really on it. And when that did happen, I wasn't prepared for it. The pitiful little guy back there in the first row, 5th seat. What you wanted to dream about, Mr. Odie? What I want you to dream about? And then I looked at the idiot teacher who had been teaching them not to daydream. All right, everybody, let's wake up here and let's get on it. They're learning the ABC, but do you have to teach it like you're in a torture chamber? Everything was hurry and let's do it, and you don't know how to write yet. You're in the 2nd grade. Oh man, wait a minute.
This happened recently?
It was a while
This
back,
was a
but a
couple
lot
years
of
ago.
the schools are still, in fact, I know of some people who work at an organization and they cannot read cursive because the school stopped teaching it. Okay, so they can't read the Constitution. Okay, and that's
Well,
credit.
do they need to now? The guy has abandoned it, so you don't have to read. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but they are living in today's world. So
Right, but you find that's one of the problems. We often talk about in other countries, people speak more than the language of the country. Okay, and to be able to speak a second language, or 3 languages, is so cool. It opens up a whole new world for food, how people relate with things that people say in one language that they don't say in another language.
Also opens up your imagination. There
Yeah.
are different words for corn or different words for snow.
Okay. Yes.
It's not just snow or blizzard. The texture is different.
I always, when I read that, it shook me, because I came from Chicago where it snows a lot. And to be in an Eskimo culture where they have maybe 30 some words for different kinds of snow, I never thought about it. You know, when it snowed in Chicago, it was just snow.
Apparently
Snowing
not.
hard out there.
Yeah.
You know?
What is snow in Mandarin?
雪. And I think it's similar to English, where there are not a lot of varieties.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm like, I think maybe what it allows you to do when you have 30 different words describing what we think is one thing, is that it allows you to pay attention how it differs versus all just one thing.
Yes.
So you're more sensitive to the changes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like speaking a tone or language, I tell the joke on myself all the time, because every time it comes to me, I think about it when you talk about things like that. I was in Ghana, and one of the major languages is Ga. Nobody ever heard of anything called Ga here, right?
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
I was learning Ga. They say, "Tang yo tang, how are you?" The answer is always "Me ba." You could be half dead from malaria, but you always say "Me ba," because you don't want to make the person who's asking after your help, you don't make them feel bad by saying, "I feel bad." Ohami is bring me. I go into my favorite restaurant. I think I'd like to have something, and Ohami new. Ohami new. And the waitress, "You want that?" "Yeah, yes, Ohami new." And finally she says, "Listen, new in you is water. You're asking for an old man.
No.
In you. Just that, just an extension of one little tonal level. Hey, look, we could talk about these things for a good long time, but we got to get out of here.
Well, before we go
can't
out
stay
here,
here all
I
night.
still want to
People
know.
are waiting for us so they can go home and have a."
Yes,
I'm sorry.
I still want to know. Okay, so New York was a while back. Okay, I did like the shorts that you said. I like the flood face one best. Okay, the one about the smiling woman, that kind of scary.
Ooh, that was cool, right?
Oh, that's scary.
That was shot on film.
Oh.
So there's no, you can't cut.
Okay.
You can only just do one take.
Wow.
And then, so I think each scene, we only had one take. And they pieced together the final product. And that was a first-year assignment for the cinematographers at American Film Institute, AFI.
Oh, wow.
So it's a great challenge. Like,
Yes,
how
right.
can you have to do so much preparation, know exactly how you want the camera, and then just go. Yeah.
Okay.
But also pressure for the actor, because if I mess up,
Right.
it's in the take.
Yes, that's it.
Mm.
Totally. And
Yeah.
so you had to mindset yourself. And,
Yeah. But also, again, it's like how we were doing the drums earlier. There's no... Part of it, yes, you need to know what you're doing, you know, hit all the marks and stuff, be in the world. But also, once you're there, you just have to let that go, let your brain go, and trust that,
be in the moment.
yes, because it's like shooting an arrow, the arrow's out. You can't control its direction now, it's too late.
Right.
You just
right.
needs to follow the wind and where it's going.
And what,
So, yeah,
are,
that
your,
was
what
really
are your
cool.
goals?
Well,
You're not going to become a police officer, I take it.
my mom was one
Okay, well, moving right along.
in Pasadena.
Oh, really? Whoa.
South Pasadena, which was not a really good neighborhood.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
20 years ago.
Badass. I love it. I love it.
Well, I've been training as an actor for so long, since I graduated from undergrad. And I feel like, you know, I graduated last year from so-called like a conservatory 3-year training, and it feels like I am on my own for the first time. Versus before, I had been on my own in different continents and living by myself, but I still felt like I had the cushion of being a student, of being in school.
Okay.
It's very different, right? When you're just being held. And now I experienced the first year of auditioning, of being in this industry, of being signed very quickly with my reps, and also parting ways with both my agent and my manager last month. So I don't have any, also in a very tumultuous time.
Right.
As a country, also in the entertainment industry.
Right. Most definitely.
Yeah, so it's challenging, and I've done, if I look at myself or the past year objectively without going into my inner critic, I've been working pretty consistently, like all the short films I've shown you, also the ones that haven't been released yet. So it's good that I'm getting these experiences, because it's easy for me to feel like I'm not moving at all
in life. That's really
in life.
That's one.
Like I don't own my car. I'm living at home. I'm not making money yet.
But it's coming.
And this is the reason why I love spending time with you two. And Tai Chi is great and all, but really it's just being around with that community and seeing you two.
Yes.
Well, especially her. We have to bring this to an end.
So you're an agent, right?
I
keep saying we have to bring this to an end because we only have a few more minutes before the world comes to an end.
Okay, but
and we don't have it come to an end without giving Iris a napkin to wipe her eyes with.
Okay, so I have two people I'm sitting at the table with that would like an agent, a real agent. Okay, one is my husband, Odie Hawkins. He would like a literary agent that isn't full of BS. All right? He had a literary agent for a long time, and they made money together. He has 38 books. His website is www.odiehawkins.com. And then we have Iris, our sweetheart here. She needs an agent. Yes?
Yes.
She needs an agent that's for real, that can offer her, can work with her so that the agent and her make money together for a long time. So, we're hoping that if you are interested in talking with Iris,
if you have any sense at all, if you have any forward-thinking notions, Iris Feng,
yes,
go here. Iris.
You can email me at Salena, Z-S-A-L-E-N-A, subject Iris Feng or Odie Hawkins. And
I've just written the third ending. We can keep going. We still have only 45 minutes to go.
45 seconds. Okay. And with that, if you like this video, click the like button or subscribe. And thank you for visiting us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay.
Ashe.
Ashe.
And she's a good